Guys, Dorota International nail artist and educator here, and I'm in with my client Fiona. We did this set and we recorded it. There is a video of it if you want to watch it for the next year, how we did it this set. And today we are gonna go pretty simple, like sparkly, chromy, and not over the top November nails. I also have got those new light, which I am so chuffed about it. You can probably, guys, notice the difference as well, how bright it is when recording. So I am so happy. There is a review of this light on the channel too. I'm just clipping off quickly the flowers, and then we are gonna remove the design together with some bulk of the product, because her natural nails are pretty long underneath now. I'm gonna remove quite a lot of product, and we are gonna shorten them as well, so they last nice and long time. I'm using the safety bead. And just searching for any loose places. Plus, thin out the free edge. We don't want too much of the product at the free edge. Bye bye ghost. They were actually really cute. But definitely they need to come down. Yeah? Yeah. Just a little bit shorter. So because I have to remove quite a big bulk of the product, what I'm doing, guys, is I'm jumping from nail to nail. I don't want to produce too much of a heat, and as you can see it, I tend to file from one nail to another. I also need to really well dehydrate Fiona's nails, because I can feel it. She just like washed her hands. They are quite soaked in the water. Maybe she washed her hair or just took a shower this morning. Yeah, so if you ever feel it, your client's hands like full of moist, make sure you do really dehydrate the nail plate properly, because that can cause a lifting issue. And the reason for it is, like, once the nails catch quite a lot of water, they expand, and then once they dry, they shrink. And if you find that problem with your clients, kind of maybe even advise them to on the day of the appointment, like, to don't soak their hands in too long in the water. I also find it, actually, this is a real issue. Usually when the clients, it's probably not the case like with Fiona, because it's the first time I have ever noticed her hands quite moist. But I do get quite a lot of clients which will do their mega cleaning on the day of the appointment, because they know they are getting their nails done. They don't want to wreck the fresh set. They would do all the possible cleaning on the day of their appointment. And keep that, guys, in mind, because their hands, their nail plate can be full of those chemicals, because quite often they don't bother to use the gloves anymore because the set is old and they due for a rebalance. So keep that in mind when you're doing someone's nails as well, and you have noticed like their hands smell of bleach. You really need to prep those nail plate and dehydrate it properly, clean off any chemicals which are on the nail plate as well. Okay, go back. I might actually show you this messy part just on the one hand. The other hand is absolutely probably even better condition because it's a left hand. But I must admit, I am well proud of you, Fiona. Honestly, because this set came back in really good condition, and yeah, they look pretty decent. She's laughing because we always have some lifting or... Okay, I've got some more lifting in here, so slow down. I'm gonna turn down my e-file speed because I was working on a full power, so I used K38 on a full power, and now I have just slowed it down a little bit to cut out the remaining of the loose product. Perfect. My next step is to clean off all this dust And before I start touching those nails, I want to dehydrate those nail plates. So all this talk was about to tell you, before you start filing anymore, you want to dehydrate the nail plate. And this set have been done with the tips. So originally we have applied the tips on those nails like back in summertime, I think it was. It was a clear set of the nails. Again, you could watch it. There was quite a lot of knowledge about the product control, like how to don't get any air bubbles and things like that. So I have dehydrated the nail plate. I have made the hands looks really messy. And then we can move on into the cuticle bit. So just swap my bit, grab the cuticle one. And for the cuticles, I'm gonna go slower. So my speed is only 16. Okay, so it's not even a half a power. Just nice and slow. Just to clean any cuticle from the nail plate. Put it back into the reverse. And you can see how nicely we can clean off the nail plate. I'm using the frustrum bit. Trim the biggest excess. And with Fiona, I like to do most of my cuticle work after I finish all the filing. Actually, like with most of my clients. So I'm only gonna trim it, the biggest excess of the cuticle. Something which could disturb me with the product application. They are also a little bit on the wet side, so again, I cannot remove too much. I usually prefer to work on the very dry cuticle. Like even in that case, a tiny bit of the baby powder would solve the issue and absorb some of the moist. Okay, we are gonna grab our file. Get rid of those sharp edges. The longer you do it, the better. And then reshape them. So we are still gonna go for a coffin shape, and we are gonna shorten them quite a lot. So a tiny, quite a lot. I mean, still nice and long, but a little bit more than the growth, just because the natural nail underneath is getting longer. 100 grit, because I'm working on the product, and I need to get rid of that loose place here. Then on the natural nail, I'm swapping to the 180 grit and just searching for any shiny places. So natural nail, nice and slow. And same when I'm blending the product with the natural nail, I'm rather working usually with the 180 grit as well. Support the client nail. And then swap to 180 grit. Nice and sharp again. check the end of the nail because you don't want them too thick at the ends. Okay, we want them nice and thin. And each time when you're shortening the nails, they become much thicker. I'm usually also trying to file away from the lifting, so eventually it can break off. Then, so I wouldn't file that direction, I'm kind of pushing out. So pushing out. And then the same in here. Try to relax it. And support it. So I've supported it here and I'm supporting it here so my client doesn't feel vibration from the file, and also this way I'm preventing some lifting, because I think this is a big trouble for someone who is starting off with nails as well. Once you've got a little lifting, you keep filing, and that lifting just gets bigger and bigger, so eventually you kind of left with no product at all, and that's quite often is caused by those file vibration, a bead vibration, and the wrong direction of the filing. Okay, keep that in mind. So I'm gonna do exactly the same on the other hand, and then we ready for the next step. Okay, that's us all prepped, so I'm just gonna remove the dust again and dehydrate again. Nice and squeaky clean. You want to make sure you go really into those corners as well, because quite often we do the middle and then we don't do anything on the sides. After I really clean it, because the dust is still flying, I like to go with my dust brush and then redust it again. An extra nail prep. And we have to wait for it a couple seconds to dry, and then apply universal air bond. So universal air bond I'm applying only on the natural nail plate. And then we are going to go for a glitter encapsulation. So I'm going to use Milky Pink gel. And my gel brush. That's it, perfect. And since I've got lots of product in there and the flakes are see-through, I'm just going to go straight away with it. And we are going to go for those two colors. So pick up a small scoop of my gel. I actually got the setup wrong. Let me just change it. Yeah, that is better, I think. So I'm just going to apply nice and thin layer of the Milky Pink gel, and you want to really brush it into the nail plate. Like brush as much as possible. Come to me. Fiona's hands are freezing, my gel is cold as well, so I'm just doing all at once. I always judge the temperatures and the temperatures of my product, then I know what I can do. Now, mini apex, so like as little as you can do it. and brushing quite strong at the free edge, so you don't want any more product at the free edge. I'm just really putting a very small drop of the product there, like so tiny. And then we can slap those flakes in. So I've got the ombre brush, nice and messy. You want to actually work with the dry brush. The drier the brush, the better. And then we are gonna encapsulate those flakes. Put your pot on the side a little bit. And I'm just picking up both of them. Oh wow, they actually look pretty just even on their own. Wow. They look unbelievable, just like this even. I'm touching very gently. If it's necessary, guys, you can use the gel sponges just to touch it up. But to be honest with those flakes, they go on quite nice and flat, so there is no need. And even if you cure them, you can still flatten them with the next application. But it looks so pretty. Cook it. And then I'm just gonna do it the same on the other hand. So again, nice and decent press. Now this first layer, you want to really brush it into the nail plate. I had such a good light setup in a first go, and now I feel we're getting some sort of shadow, so for the next step I'm probably gonna rechange it again. And again, mini apex, like as little as possible. It will save me lots of time. Like, I mean, if you would apply too thick amount of the product, you have to file it away anyway, so I want to keep it nice and thin. And then on this one, I need to add a drop more of the product because we had a tiny bit of the lifting here, especially on the side. So just fill that in. And then mini apex on a thumbnail. Okay, now let's bring the, no. Let's bring the magic first. We need to put this chrome. So Fiona wanted to cook her hands straight away. No. Oh my goodness, I love them. And you guys wanted them back in stock so badly, so we did listen to you. And they are back in stock. You can create so many beautiful designs using those flakes. And then the other color.
See them in the water, love it. I don't know what I'm letting myself in for. I thought it seemed like a good idea.
There we are. Honestly, you cannot go wrong with those flakes. They're so pretty.
Left, doesn't it? I think the other one would be too light, actually.
I've got tiny bit more product in here. So you could see it did lift it a little bit, so I'm kind of smoothing it out.
Thank you.
There we are. And then when necessarily, just touch it up with the sponge. But as I say, even if I don't flatten them, they will flatten as we apply the clear gel, so there we are. Recheck them. I hope I was in camera. Now swap the hands. Okay, so clear gel, and then we are gonna just encapsulate everything. I have moved the camera a little bit because I was worried I might be not in the view. So small scoop again, and now we are gonna just encapsulate our flakes. So some of them might be a little bit loose. Oh, actually not. Usually the glitter flakes or like any kind of glitters, yes, I grabbed some loose ones as well. So my first layer is really to press them down and smooth them. Okay, making sure I can cover everything. And then because they are not finished and we have only done like a mini apex, we need to finish building our apex. So in the case of the glitter encapsulations, I'm building my apex in 2 stages. The first stage is because like the mini apex with the milky pink gel was so I don't have to file down right to the natural nail. I will have those base like, you know, with some product, because I don't like to remove too much of the product in the next appointment. So that was my mini apex, and then here I'm rebuilding the apex as well with the clear gel, but you don't apply it this much product as you would do it normally. So you kind of split your apex in 2 stages, and then the same in here. So mini apex. And I'm trying also to smooth out and shape the nails as possible as well, as much as possible, so I've got less filing, you know, no one likes the filing. I also keep observing my clients' other fingers, because it might be necessary to freeze that during the application, and if it's not necessarily, I might do it all of them together. It's still autumn time, so you kind of need to really watch the product, but in a winter months, guys, you can really do all 5 together. And then press down, because I don't want any more product in here. We check it from every angle, and I would just freeze it just in case. Swap. Perfect. And then on this one, because I'm never wanting my left hand be ready before my right hand, I'm gonna do it only one nail. So my sleep layer and then the apex. Remove any excess so I don't have to file as much change. And then on this hand, I have to do only 2 nails. Again, because I like to work with my slip layer, I'm reapplying it. So it doesn't matter how many layers I have done, I always use the slip layer. But I take that in consideration when I'm applying the next layer, and I would do it at slimmer. Okay, so this is actually quite useful as well, because usually the thumb, which is different direction, is having already extra layer, which means I don't have to build up the apex this thick, because it already had some product, and that's mean I can do it at the same time as the other nails, and I can just cure it. My client can just put all hand in without of playing like with, you know, hold the thumb straight or like do it separately. I tend to go and do it all at the same time. Change. So she just put all the hand into the lamp without of worrying of the product running, because it's less at one time. And then when my right hand is curing, I've got 60 seconds to apply the product on this hand. So I'm doing the slip layer first, I made mess of this one. Mini apex. Gosh, they would look so cool for winter as well. Just a couple snowflakes over it and they will look cool for winter too. I think that will be my, Fiona is my guinea pig. I kind of do something what I would like and then test on her, and then if I like it, I do it on my nails. Yeah, so that's my winter set sorted. Aurora flakes with couple snowflakes on top. Yeah, that will look super cool actually. I need to show you, Olivia, those Aurora flakes because they look super pretty. And we do ship, guys, international, so like if you like them wherever you are, we can ship to you as well, so you can enjoy a little bit of sparkle too. And then the apex. So this way I have built up all this hand, and my other hand is ready for filing, re-inspected, so it doesn't run. No, it didn't run. Change. Cool, so my right hand is cooked and I'm just gonna take it, close my products before the filing, and then let's remove this inhibition layer. But yeah, they look really nice, even just like that. Honestly, a perfect Christmas set with the white snowflakes on top of it. That's what I would fancy. But we are going to do it slightly different. I will see it. I still need to clean it up in my head. You know, I just really badly wanted to do it the flakes, and possibly I'm really badly wanting to do the new magic chrome. So I will mix different things. One side, other side, nice and straight. Let me just clean my glove, actually replace it, because I probably got some inhibition layer over it and you don't want to massage that into your client's fingers. Okay, and I'm just playing with this shape. Because we have done quite a lot of product removal, because we was careful applying the product, we really just redefining the shape with the file, and the rest is going to be done with the buffer. Okay, keep rechecking them, especially that Fiona can put her fingers in funny directions, so I have to always watch for that. Blend around the cuticle area. Nice and thin at the free edge. When I'm filing those corners, I'm trying to don't touch that part, mainly to the end. And again, blend around the cuticle area. Thin out the free edge, and if it's not needed, you don't have to even file some places. Usually buffer solves the issue and you get a really nice smooth surface. And again, blend it. So the product dropped a little bit more on that side, so I'm filing that side more. Again, redirect the client hand so it looks decent. Thin out the free edge, make it also more taper. She likes nice and slim nails as well. And with the thumbs I need to watch especially because they are shorter nail beds, so I cannot make them the same length as the rest. And this is the finger which she can the strongest direct in funny directions. So I have to always watch those thumbs. Because it's so little room for a mistake. Thin out the free edge. And then we are gonna grab some buffer. Again, remove the sharp edges. And then buff and smooth out everything. So first of all, I'm buffing mainly in the middle, nice and fast. I mean, not that fast. My hands are lazy today. Nice and slow, right in the middle. And then I'm just gonna slow down and clear up. Blend it all. Okay, and then I'm just going to do it exactly the same on the other hand and then come back to you with the next part. Video file, so I'm just going to move on into the next step, nice and low speed, and then we are going to use those balls to exfoliate the nail folds. So nice and slow. And I like doing this part after I finish all the filing, all the play with the inhibition layer. Put it back into the reverse. Okay, and now if it's necessary I can match up with the cuticle nipper again. And also cuticles are much better now. They are not that wet as they were before. I need to swap to another finger. This one is just going funny. And sometimes it's better just to swap it so the client can get the hand into a different position. And then just go back to it. Okay, I can move on into the next step. So grab some blue scrub, dehydrate again, clean all the remaining dust particles, and then we can move on into the design, which is still not clear in my head. But almost there, almost there. I'm just double checking. Yes, I knew it. There was something there. Okay, so we are gonna go for, I think, some chrome and some cat eye and some bling. Yes, definitely. So what I'm gonna do with is I will grab some black gel, my D-liner brush, oh, it's behaving, black gel, and the drop of the high shine. So painting with the high shine on its own would be quite difficult. I'm just gonna add a drop to the black gel, retrain my brush, and then we are gonna do a couple of the squiggles. I want them only in some places. Cook it 60 seconds. I would say I'm placing them pretty random. No, that's it. No, take it out, take it out. And just there, don't touch them. Cool. Cook it 60 seconds as well, and then we are gonna rub the chrome into them. So I'm gonna use the magic chrome and just rub that in. Okay, first of all, just bring this in. Okay, take the other one. And then just rub this in. You can see it, it gives just a nice wee shimmer. Okay, bring in cat eye. And the cat eyes is gonna be the call, actually all of them. Number 283, just a small scoop of it. Then 284. Mm, 287. And I'm gonna start with those three colors. So clean my brush, close the chrome, clean up the excess of it, and then start doing the cat eye. So into that frame, so everything is gonna be really nice and delicate. In that frame, I'm bringing in the cat eye. Grab my magnet. And bring the design to life. Cook.
Good morning, did you try this? Olivia. Okay. Mhm. Mhm. Dobrze.
Aha, cięć.
Mogę Ci zabukować myśl z moją mamą 11, bo 11 nie ma. Ona by się zrobiła brwi i by się zrobiła rzęsy. 9:45?
Cięć.
Dobrze, to bukuję. Później nie ma. Mm. Później miejsc w tamten dzień nie ma. Najwyżej ma jutro miejsce na
A.
pierwszą.
Aha, cięć.
Dobrze, to zablokowane. Do zobaczenia. Pa.
Cięć. Cięć. I like to do it the cat eye one at the time, because I feel it gives a better results. Change. 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 And then swap the color. Change. 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 It's a bit fiddly, like with the amount of the lines you have to do it, but I think it gives a really interesting look. Change. 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 Swap to another color. Change. 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 Oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
Which one would you like?
Change. Change. Have you had cat eye before? No, you didn't. It's actually quite cool. I'll let you move your hand in a minute so you can see it. Change. I can't believe we didn't do the cat eye before. Can you see it moving? Yeah. Change. Okay, scrape the rest of it. Oh, I've got it here. Okay, perfect. So the next step is to bring in a little bit more sparkle to it. Of course, there is gonna be lots of sparkle popping in after we put the top coat, but I want to also put some crystals in there. So base gel. And some sparkle. So on the pinky we are gonna go nice and small. Or maybe not. Actually not. I'm gonna go crazy. Why not? Let's bling it up. So I've got those nice crystal mixture here. Plus I have some, they are quite large. I've got some small ones here. So I'm just gonna add a couple of those small ones from different pack. Because I need like a wee tiny one too. And we are gonna go and place some blink in there. I have done it in the past, like on pretty nice and random crystal placement, and I really liked it. So
12 minutes.
We are gonna do something similar, and I feel it goes so well with this set.
You get this stuff from Emily.
Oh, you.
Perfect, cook it. Okay, and then swap. And then some more random ones in here. Bigger nail, bigger crystal. Change. Change. So first of all, I'm just trying to squeeze in those big crystals. No, this one is actually quite nice. And I love those crystal mixes, especially for those kind of crystal placement, because in a one pot you've got so many different options. Change. Change. I can see Fiona's eyes sparkling. She loves the sparkle. The more the better. Change. I love this one, but we have to leave it for a different nail. Let's go simple on this one. Change. I really love that one, which I'm having in there now, and I need to squeeze in somewhere. I'm just searching for the best place for it. See, that's the wrong place because... I've got it. That's the right place. Okay, so this is a good place for it. I just need to clean it a little bit because I have made a mess of it. So clean the gem and clean off the excess of the base gel. Change. Okay, now fill up, I think, no, big one here. And then we are gonna fill up those wee empty spaces with the smaller crystals just to get a nice transition. Change. Okay, so whenever I'm working with the big crystals, you want to place some smaller ones around it. And the reason for it is if you don't do it, they can be quite catchy, they can be very uncomfy for the clients. So I like to blend the transition in between the very large crystals with the tiny ones. And you know, Olivia doesn't like to do the crystals placement because she never knows how to place the crystals. I actually quite like to play with the crystals, but I must admit I am so surprised actually how amazing those completely random placement looks. Because this is so random, like I even don't think what I kind of pick up, whatever my tool picks, I just slap it on, change, and it looks actually really cool. I had it on my nails in the past and I liked it so much too. So it's a really awesome way for someone who has no clue how to place the crystals. You know, you just really slap them on, like. Change.
Good afternoon, the Paradise. I'm alright, how can I help you? We're currently busy. We don't take card payments. No.
Perfect, change.
I think he was going to try to convince.
And
Try.
another one.
Yeah, convince that we'd be earning more money.
Hmm? Change. I actually fancy some crystals on my nails now as well.
Yeah.
It's the one where they're just trying to sell
Sell,
something
yeah.
that's not really scary.
So I also usually go with Fiona, like, you know, as the set gets older, but I'm actually quite surprised how nice still they are changed. But once the set gets older, we kind of, so first of all, we are going nice structure, kind of Frenchy look and the things like that. And then once the nails start, natural nails start getting longer and longer, I play with the glitter encapsulations, crystal placements and things like that. So then I don't have to be, it's easier for me to reshape misshaped nails because the natural nails can be difficult to change, growing down the way, and for that reason, I find it actually, if we do it that way, she can have a nice and pretty nails all the time, because it's such a shame to put gems over a freshly sculpted set. Like, I know it's just like such a waste of the nails, because all the beautiful structure, like, you know, they are just spot on and perfect, and then you're covering them with crystals is almost like a crime. So I try to avoid it, and you know, then we kind of keep it nice and kind of classy, Frenchy look, rather than just put and cover too much stuff on it. And then whenever we've got the natural nails very long underneath, then we swapping for those glitter encapsulations change. So this is a good tip for you guys as well, like when you're doing a rebalance on the clients, I can give you. Now we are going to put those crystals on the sides, and now I can start top coating it, and even more magic will happen because the glitter is going to show up underneath as well. So a very fairy almost style nail, like you've got a tiny bit of chrome sparkling through it, cat eye, glitters, and the gems. Really Fiona style. The more bling, the better. Because I'm applying a huge amount of the top coat, I'm gonna do it 1 or 2 nails at a time. Change. So the small ones, I'm kind of almost top coating them, like making sure there is quite a lot of top coat running through those larger crystals. Also, if it's sometimes necessary, I bring the top coat on the sides, and I'm just gonna touch up some places, like in the corners here, making sure I've got enough. Change.
Is the light down, please?
Yes. 13, please.
Okay, I wouldn't reach here with the huge brush, so I'm just swapping to a small one, and then I can go for a brush from the bottle.
I just speaking in about, no, well, it was all kind of bit, but I was just, I put the doctor slow.
Change.
Right.
I'll catch up with you.
Yeah. Lie down, bunny.
Change. Okay, get that top coat dropped in there. Change. Change. Reflect the top coat on all the direction. Change. and then on the thumb. Come. Look how my brush is splitting underneath of those large crystals, like making sure I've got top coat in there. And then once we cook them, I will just clean them up, clean the gems, touch up with the file if necessary in some places, and then show you the final results. So change. Okay, that's them ready. So just clean them nice and properly. I mean, obviously I will go and Fiona will wash her hands, and then we will put cuticle oil over it. But I want to show you just a brief, let me clean them more, just a brief look of them, because I think they look fantastic. Look at this cat eye. And it's the first time she's having a cat eye. So I am really pleased how they turn it out. Nice and pretty, sparkly set. We should call them over the moon or something, because they are over the moon. I hope, guys, you have really enjoyed this tutorial. I'm sending you huge glittery hugs and looking forward to seeing you in the next video. I hope I will manage to take a nice thumbnail picture which give that justice to these nails, because it might be quite difficult to catch the cat eye, and the glitters and the gems, they usually don't look that attractive as they are in the real life. So I let you enjoy this look for a couple more seconds, and yeah, I will see you in the next one. Bye.